Yo, what is up? Johnny here with Board Explorations, and today I'm pretty excited because I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm actually giving a tutorial. If you found this channel, it's probably because you've already subscribed to me, or you're interested in learning how to make B-roll like Peter McKinnon, but using iMovie. And so what we're going to do, we're actually going to break this down kind of like the paragraphs in a paper. And so we're going to start off with talking about camera movement. We're going to go into frame rates. What that's talking about, we're talking about movement, being able to use your foreground and background and trying to get intricate in the shots that we're trying to get, and also about kind of constructing a story and what that looks like. I guess something that's important is I shoot on EOS Rebel T6i, and so it's a pretty good like secondary camera, and it's good for someone like me who is just starting off trying to get into the film world and trying to learn these skills. And so that's what all this video is all about, is about learning these skills. And if you're watching this, hoping to be able to join me in the process about what it looks like to learn. So yeah, let's dive right into it right now. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is to try to get our shot as steady as possible. There's a couple key things that we just want to remember if we don't have anything like a gimbal or a glide cam or anything like that. The first thing being, keep 3 points of contact. You got your strap and both your arms. The next thing, just be careful how you walk. Try to walk as smoothly as possible. Try to think heel to toe. Next is your stance. Try to keep your arms bent at the elbows and try to keep your knees bent as well. The straighter your arms are, the more shake the camera is going to pick up. And if you can, try not to move your legs at all. Just sway forward with your body to get that smooth cinematic shot. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is the frame rates. On the Canon T6i, you're able to shoot in 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second, and 60 frames per second. And so when I'm trying to shoot something or try to shoot B-roll, I like to shoot in 60 frames per second, even though it is only shooting at 720p versus 1080p. But to me, it just really adds that really dramatic, really being able to slow it down, being able to make it look way more epic and be able to make things more cinematic, in my opinion. And so I'll sacrifice the visual quality a little bit for that effect. And it doesn't really matter, because by the time you upload it to YouTube or whatnot, I honestly can't really tell the difference. So for me, it definitely works, and so we're gonna go into that right now. So as you can see, the second clip that is slowed down at 60 frames per second is way more cinematic and epic looking than the first one. What's really cool is that now that we know that we have the capability of shooting in 60 frames per second, we can look back at trying to get a steady shot and actually use that to make our shots even steadier, because slowing it down eliminates that camera shake. So now we're gonna start looking at trying to make our shots a little bit more intricate by using things around us that are provided in any given place that we're at, where we're shooting at. So in my case, I was at this bookstore, and so if you are trying to shoot and isolate a subject, if you use like the corner of a book or the corner of a desk and be able to use that 60 frames per second and slowly move past, and be able to keep the desk in the foreground but out of focus, you're really able to isolate your subject, and it creates that real cinematic movement, and it just gives a way better dynamic and just looks a lot better. So now that we have a general idea of how to use frame rates, how to keep your camera steady, how to use your foreground and background, how to isolate a subject, blah 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 blah, what's really important is being able to tell a story. It really doesn't matter what camera or what type of gear you use, as long as you can tell a story. Shoot, you can make a video, you can tell a story on your iPhone, and it can still be very good. The story is so important, because a story is what captivates people, what brings people in. So yeah, so let's start talking about that. See what it looks like to shoot a story. So obviously there's good and bad ways to tell a story. One way to tell a story would be, you walk into a bookstore, you go get a book, and then you leave. 3 scenes, nothing much to it, it's boring. But something that Peter McKinnon does very, very well is that he really gets deep into what's going on. You start with a journey, you see what's happening before, what's happening during, you're introducing your subject, you're getting really in to what's going on. That's something that he does really well, and something that I'm trying to learn better myself. And so, yeah, let's take a look at what that would look like. Okay, so we're going to hop right into iMovie, and we're going to look at how we can make our clip as cinematic as possible. First, we're going to select the clips that we want to use. For these clips, we know that we're going to go ahead and slow them down later, so we're just going to go ahead and get rid of the audio, just because we don't want that slow motion sound effects in there. And then next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to Google, and we're just going to type in cinema bars. And so we're going to click cinema bars. There's many different websites. You're going to select one, click on it, and then you're going to go down, scroll down. This one I've used, and you just literally just click and drag any of these onto your desktop or into a folder. And so I already have these saved, so I'm just going to go ahead and select the ones that I have. Now, what I've realized over the past times I've been trying to use is that sometimes when you use these cinema bars from in iMovie, that when you crop it, put into your frame, it leaves this awkward little gap on the top and bottom. And so what we're going to do is actually, once you come down here and you crop it to fit. So next thing, you're going to go up here and you're going to click on this double square icon, and you're going to select your clip, and then you're going to go down and you're going to click picture in picture. It's going to make the cinema bars smaller, and then you're just going to crop it a little bit outside of the frame, and that eliminates any extra movies being shown at the top of your frame when it's on your computer or phone. Then you can just adjust it. You can drag it along, or you can make it so that it fades in and out, and you can just play with that however you please. Next thing, I'm going to go to color. I'm going to go up here. In iMovie, you can't really color grade that well, but it has some options, and so what I like to do is I like to come up here to this little paintbrush icon, and then I can actually play with the contrast and the vibrance a little bit, and I can just do that. You can make it look a little bit better, but that's all that you can really do when it comes to iMovie. It does have a couple preset colors, but I wouldn't really recommend messing with those too much, and just kind of do it manually. Just try to get each clip to kind of look like one another. And now I'm going to go ahead and slow down the clips. And so it's really easy. You just go up to the little thing that looks like a clock. You click the turtle, because turtles are slow. Makes sense. And you can do that. You can adjust it to 50% or 10%. I normally just stick with 50, and that makes it pretty easy. And then just adjust your cinema bar frames over top of that clip as much as you want, or prepare for the next clips, and then you play it and see how it looks. And that's how we make iMovie look a bit more cinematic. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you were able to learn something and actually learn a little bit about how to use iMovie and how to make it a little bit more cinematic. I'm sure you noticed I've changed locations and shirts and whatnot. I'll be honest, it's been a couple days since I filmed the other part, and I was kind of procrastinating and whatnot. Another fact is I'm not wearing pants right now. Also being 100% honest about that. Not gonna show you because family friendly. Woo. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you are new to this channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps. Shut up, helicopter! I'm trying to finish the video. By helicopter, I mean plane. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're able to learn some from this, and yeah. So something else important I should say. I already got like and subscribe. Enjoyed the video, learned. Yeah, I think that's it. So, alright. Bye. Wait a minute, coming back, I remembered. Yeah, so I'm gonna be posting, my goal is to try to post every week on every Sunday. That is the goal. So stay tuned for next week and stay tuned for Atlanta. All right, now bye. Now get the freak out of here. What are you doing? Why are you still here?